So this is a new face to Duck Pins Forever. It is a face that most of you don't know, but a face that all of you should know. Mr. Peter, go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Good evening. My name is Peter Lietar. I'm owner and operator of American Products Incorporated. We have manufactured bowling pins since 1951. All kinds of pins.
So to simplify that, if any of you out there bowl duck pin and have bowled duck pin in any recent years, the pins you are hitting have gone through this man only, gone through his hands.
If you have complaints, I have a suggestion box.
Yeah. So hey, all those nights when you bowled bad, it's not the mechanic, it's the guy that made the pins. So
The weather,
when we've
moisture.
shouted out the good defense on a good strong bottom that Peter made, this is the guy behind it also.
I like this guy. He's awesome.
Yeah,
He's great for the game. I love it. He's a new Ken Sherman, honestly.
Duck pin bowling, in terms of what it consists of, which is that unique squatty pin down there. We have this guy. It's our horse in the race. But I'm holding this. Show this off for me.
This is a rubber band duck pin, mostly bowled in eastern provinces, Canada, Quebec, French-speaking territories. I still don't know why they put the rubber band on the duck pin. I'm still trying to figure that out. If anybody has any answers to that, please tell me.
So besides the fact that it's a rubber band, what in the way those are designed changes from like the standard duck pin that we bowl on Duck Pins Forever?
Well, there's two different types of bowling now. There's string machines and there's free-setting pin setters. So we have to adapt the pin to each game. But it still makes it basically a standard duck pin. We just put a groove in it and manufacture a rubber band. Has a different bottom. We drill a hole in the head.
So that's a question. So it's becoming more and more discussed, the future of duck pin on strings, both competitively and socially. So what is done in the manufacturing process to change a standard duck pin to a string duck pin?
String duck pin, mostly you just change the bottom, put a hole in the head. People use two different size strings now. There's a smaller string SES machine, and there's a bigger string. Everything like AMF and Brunswick, they're all using 3/8 cord. I don't prefer that. I prefer the smaller string for aesthetics, and you don't really see it. A big string hanging at the top of a pin doesn't look good to me, especially with the 10 pins now. They're taking a wood pin, drilling a hole through the side of the head, and inserting the string and tying it up, putting it back up through the head. I think that looks awful. So that's just my opinion.
We've got a complaint coming in already.
I'm blind.
It says, "Damn it, Peter! I'm blaming him from here on out."
You know it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I know you watch Duck Pins Forever quite often. Is that your way of doing a little bit of quality control? Is there anything you're ever looking for in the way the pins are reacting?
Oh yeah. So people just think, you just make a bowling pin, it's easy. But anybody can make a bowling pin. But can you make a bowling pin that scores and lasts a while doing the same thing? And the whole part of people don't understand. I got riddles. I say, if people ask me what I do, I say I make things up. I make things that are supposed to stand up but are supposed to fall down. They get hit but not break. What am I?
Yeah, you'd be a bowling pin manufacturer.
I'm manufacturing something that's supposed to get hit over and over. That's the whole purpose of its life. And to do that, it's taken many trials.
Yeah, and even has still evolved over the years, even though the company's been around forever. But for those that don't know, duck pins are specifically 100% plastic nowadays. The 10-pin pin, most commonly still used everywhere, is made 98% everywhere. It's a factory in New York that makes the wood 10-pin. So for those that don't know, what are the incentives for using a plastic pin for both duck pin and even 10-pin over the wood pin?
Everything was made of wood originally. So the late 60s, 70s, early 70s. But plastic, you can only get 6 weeks out of a wood pin and duck pin. You can get 2 years out of a 10-pin, a wood 10-pin. If you switch to plastic, you may get a little bit lower scores. There's still people that think so. But there's just longevity of the pin. The cost savings for a pin, you're not buying a pin every 6 weeks or every other year. And you'll have one pin. I've seen pins last 20 years.
It also can guarantee month to month, season to season kind of consistency because
Yes,
as
yes,
that
not
the wood pin breaks in, and
shrinks and contracts.
even even the plastic pin breaks in over time a
Of
little
course,
bit.
yeah.
But
Like that's the other thing. Can you make a pin that doesn't break? No.
yeah,
Manufacture. If I made a bad pin, it would hurt me. It would really hurt me. So I try very hard to keep consistency of something that works.
yeah. But
Does anybody have any questions while we're going live?
yeah,
Hit us up.
anyone that has questions for, as I call him, Peter the Pin Guy.
The Poland pin maker.
Yeah.
Poland.
Drop those in. And while you're putting your questions in the chat, I'm going to turn this around so you guys can watch a little bit of Game 5. We'll change that over to Game 5. There we go.
I envy your computer skills.
That's clicking. The boss over there is the guy who does all the complicated stuff. I should probably change. Oh no, you already changed the name. He's a nice guy, really is. He started to. That's okay. I could fill in the rest here. Except not on there. Over here. 30. Andrew Mello has no. Yes, he did not have that much. He had 622. Andrew Mello had 510. Yeah. And then where are we at? Jared had 508. Nice. And I'll get the rest of that scoreboard updated then. So without giving away any kind of secrets, what are some of the things that are like the objective that you're trying to, when you're making a pin or making an adjustment to something you've done over the years? What are the things you're trying to accomplish when you're producing the pin as we know it?
300 game. I want a 300 game on my pin. So I want my pin to score. I want to be that's what I want my pin to differentiate each another pin. Many people have tried to make a pin and it doesn't work in the machine, or it shatters like glass, or it jams up your machine and breaks your machine. And I don't want to be that person. I do want a 300 game. I do.
And here's a little odd question. What is the history behind the tape? Because most people don't know, or some people might know, the red stripe on the duck pin is actually just red, like electrical tape, right? So how did that ever start becoming what is now the norm?
I believe they did it so people could see it easier. If you're bowling, like years ago, there'd be a small, 6-lane house in your corner. It's probably dark and dingy where you could smoke inside the building. And they're mostly manufacturing jobs at that time, 2 shifts manufacturing. People get out from the factories, and they're all greasy and dirty, and there's like a speakeasy kind of thing. That's what I believe it came from.
So just as a visibility thing.
It's a neck pattern.
Yeah. Now I jokingly say that when you retape your pins and you keep them looking right, it gives them less chance of breaking. Is that just a myth and me being stupid, or so? That's actually the better question. You, as the manufacturer of the pins, does it bother you when you see pins that don't have that red stripe on them because it's worn off?
Me personally, yes, it bothers me because it doesn't take much energy to do it.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm meticulous about it. If I had a bowling alley, I would.
And I think too, it's not even your competitive bowlers, but even the casual bowlers. You kind of bowl with your eyes, and I think when you see that bit of deterioration down there, even just the appearance of the pin.
One pin beam without a tape, I mean nuts.
Yeah, then they might start looking elsewhere and find the dirt in the corner or the dust on the wall or
the dust and dirt under your pop-up bumpers.
Yeah.
Vacuum your return belt.
No, you just mentioned 300.
Yeah.
What do you besides a good pin? What do you think it is going to take for someone to do what I believe is impossible and shoot 300 induction?
The conditions have to be perfect. Yeah, that's 56 between the sideboard, brand new rubbers. The lanes have to be in perfect order, and you have to have a hell of a good bowler, and that's on a roll.
Do you think there would be any, perhaps like luck involved?
Of course, man. That pin that's spinning and rolls, and you're sitting there waiting for it for 30 seconds to hit the other pins. Of course, man. The way the wind blows.
I think there is a very short list of people that are even athletically, capable of getting there to a 300. But I think for me, it's going to require the perfect day, the perfect conditions, the ideal bowler, and then I think there's got to be some kind of
A new pin, like a new pin that I'm trying to find.
yeah, but but even perhaps luck.
Of
Like,
course, yeah, man.
there are so many times in this game, and I have a saying on the broadcast. I'll say why there will never be 300 in Duck Pin Exhibit A, because you'll see someone throw an absolute cannonball, and they leave a corner.
How would you feel if a younger child, younger person pulled a 300?
Younger than me.
13-year-old kid. Would you feel jealous?
I mean, as long as it's a genuine score, I would hope if it's ever done, I would hope I'm there to witness.
Amen.
I have already said myself, if I'm the one to do it, I don't care what I'm in the middle of. I will take off my shoes. I will sell my equipment, and I will never throw a ball again.
No way.
Because I'm serious. Because
Drop the bat, drop the mic.
you've beat the game.
Yeah, you have.
You did the thing that everyone has tried to do for over 100 years, and you beat Duck Pin Bowling. There's no getting better than that.
Maybe it's entertainment. Maybe that's the whole point of Duck Pin Bowling. It's not achieved.
Maybe even in an individual competition like this, it's a team sport of, well, who can throw the 300 game, or you know, we even keep records, and people keep house records. We have the Duck Pins Forever record, 234, which is a Matt and Stacy last year. Remember the Mount Airy Pro Tour from last year, that summer. Last summer, that ended up being it was July 10th. It ended up being the final day on that batch of pins before they made their way back to you. But that was we switched over right after. But and I can tell you there were some people that were shocked at how quick the break-in period was.
Well, that's the whole point. Years ago, you used to have break-ins. You know, from old wood pins to new wood pins. That's why with the break-in period. No questions? What's up to DJ?
It could be that the chat it gets stuck sometimes.
Right. How many viewers you got?
Right around 40, 37 at the moment.
That's not bad. Hey guys. Hey gals.
But this will be up, permanently on the YouTube page, so it's a permanent, a permanent library. But any questions besides blaming them, I don't even know who that is. Any questions for our pin manufacturer?
Or history.
Yeah, or history of the pin or whatever.
I do have history. I've been around Duck Pin and bowling for a long time. I've seen more places close and you can meet the guys.
Here's a question, because I'm even fuzzy on this. What is the relationship between American products and what some people mistakenly think this pin is, which is a target?
It's called a target, yes.
So what is the difference between those two companies?
There's no difference. That's just the name of our pin. When we went from the Super V back in the 70s, we started making this style pin in the early 80s, and they came up, it's going to be called the Target.
Okay. So this could still technically be referred to as a Target pin. Okay. Yeah. I'd always refer to it as an American product pin.
I love tags and labels and names.
Okay.
Good. Yeah, but when the Super V came out, I don't know if many people believe, know the history of bowling of Duck Pin. They went for wood pins, they went to the Super V. And the reason it was called the Super V was that the V means that there was 5. There was 5 ways it was better than the wood pin. Longevity, scoring, durability, and the bottom that doesn't wear.
So that's actually the reason behind the V.
D, yes.
Okay, and then this.
And
and then there was at one point there was the Super X. So is that 10 or is that to do with the Super X? With the
That
stripe?
might have been different.
Okay.
We made the red crown Duck Pin.
And
I still have an AMF pin.
an American products first manufactured wood
pins. Yeah. So my uncle, he bought a piece of property when he was younger, and had a bowling alley in the basement. And he was running the bowling alley, and he thought it was kind of cool. And when employees wouldn't show up for work, he had to work. And he's like, the wooden pins kept breaking and breaking. He couldn't figure out there's got to be a better way. So we bought a pin plant in Maine, a wood pin plant, and we started making wood pins. And he told me it was the best business he's ever had, because all you do is glue a bunch of sticks together, machine it, and every 6 weeks people buy it. And then so it went from the wood pin to the Super V, and then to the Target.
And besides the
we've changed manufacturing process over the years too.
And I'm not asking you to give away your secrets either. But besides the fact that they will actually break, what are like the signs that like it's time to either refurbish or like change pins to the new set?
Do you believe pin just dies after time?
Some people would think that. I mean,
I'm just pondering the question.
Yeah.
It's so bad with my mind too. But I mean, if the ball line is getting compressed really bad, bottoms are changeable. There must be all any new pins, and all you gotta do is just change the bottom.
so
If
when
you,
you
if
said
you
the,
look at the pin and you're looking at the neck, the
let's
shoulder.
turn this back around. So the ball line, if I can
I
understand.
didn't look at the pin at the
wrong
I
pin.
bought pins.
So the ball line on a rubber band pin is, of course, the impact area, and on a standard hard belly pin, that will flatten out instead of being rounded, right?
After so many years.
So do you think that flattening of the impact area can have an impact?
No, the only other thing that does it, turn the camera around.
Yeah, I'll turn it back around.
If you just, where are we, right here?
Yeah.
If you look at the pin, you take it out of the machine, and you can start to see stress cracks around the. I call it the shoulder because this is the neck.
Sure.
You'll start to see stress cracks in there.
And what do those stress cracks do in terms of the
Just
performance?
eventually it snaps. Nothing. It's
Okay.
just stress cracks. It's like a crack in your trash barrel. It's still good, but it won't last as long.
Oh, and this is one for the league bowlers out there that get super excited when they see a broken pin.
I love
Because
it.
they're out there, okay?
Yeah,
Explain to them why the proprietor is being mean and telling them that they cannot take that broken pin home.
because it costs money for shipping.
And because the proprietor does not what? The proprietor doesn't know the pin, right?
No, he doesn't know the pin, but he has to. I don't know. The other reason is because it jams up the machine and wrecks the machine.
Right.
It's stuck in the elevator sometimes. They boom, 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 and that's not very good for the machine.
No, although they can, live over.
20 years.
Yeah. There's some pins out there now that are a little up there in age, right? They're in use.
I think I just got some pins back from somebody that were really old. If you show me a pin, I can tell you the age of it, what year we made it, how we made it. Oh, frustrating sitting here watching.
And what is the? And I know some people will get their pins refurbished.
Yep.
What is the point of the refurbishing of the pin? What does that do for you?
To clean it up. You could get an old pin that looks crappy. People are complaining other pins suck. I don't know language, correct that. Pin suck, and I said, look, if you're happy with the pin, still stored. Just give it to me. I'll clean it up, put a new bottom on it, put new tape on it, and you still get another few years out of it.
Until they, end up snapping.
Yeah, until they break. Yeah, I mean, you'll hear it. I heard a couple earlier when people.
The sound of the little dead.
No, you can hear it crack.
Yeah.
These pins are.
Okay, so how old are these pins here? 'Cause I actually would have no idea of knowing how old they are.
I think these pins are 4 or 5 years old.
Okay, so
Might be.
this is where some proprietors would start based on lineage. They would start looking into having a plan in the next year or two.
Yeah. Me and Scott, the owner of the bowling alley, already talked about what he wants to do this season.
And what is so your average house? And they all vary in lineage and finance and otherwise. But what are nowadays? What is the average life expectancy for the target?
I would go 6 years if I own a center. Maybe 4 or 5 or maybe 6. And pushing it at 6. But that's just me. Everybody's different. Everybody's financial situation is different.
I believe down south in Mount Airy, they were either 6 or 7 years old, but they were kept because of the performance. They were breaking, but it's hard to give them up if they're working.
The only other thing too is people's scores are going down. Go to your pit, check your sidekick rubbers, make sure there's no air pockets for them, a dead spot.
Which are also bought from you.
Yes. There's other people selling too. I'm not. I have to buy mine.
No, but that's something else you can decide to pin.
It's a harder shot.
So, how did you play this? You play this heavy or you play this off the wall?
That.
You play this heavy or do you play this off the wall? The 1-9.
I don't really, man. I'm so hurt, but I would play.
You could also do that, which is the more uncommon, where the ball takes both fins out.
I would do it straight on.
Now, a couple good bowlers in this shift, but when you watch your Duck Pin Forever, do you have a couple favorites? People that you like watching?
No, not really. I like the energy of the game and the promotion. I love how you commentate for it. I think it's great for the sport. I think as long as it keeps spreading it.
So I did realize after I asked that question, I'm really glad you didn't say any names because there are some bowlers that some of us out there will insist get pretty lucky, and if we find out that the pin manufacturer likes the way they bowl, that might, give them the assist a couple times. But
I tested some new pins here today earlier.
nice shot, Jesse.
But again, I want the high scores as well as everybody else. I try to improve every year a little bit.
So, besides the things with the proprietors, when you watch a lot of people bowl, what is something that you could suggest for, improving your scores or?
Like not that you have to buy new again just to make sure.
No, as a bowler, not as like the mechanic. Is there something that you've noticed over the in your involvement in duck pin over the years that you've seen something that makes a good bowler or a great bowler or
consistency? That's the hardest thing. Oh, right down this. Oh my gosh! Oh, that's the hardest thing. How can you get it right down the same spot?
Yeah. It makes the third ball a little tense, Man. But what I would say to someone who's trying, and like in an event like this, it's important to keep your head and not get
keep your head
not stressed too much.
And your hips straight. Oh man, that sucks. Sorry. No question.
You can see it's a there you go from Ron Pavo. Wondering if you can buy pins. I guess for collector's item, Ron.
I can sell a couple single pins. But no, I won't. Like 10 pins if you want to do backyard bowling or indoor bowling in the basement. Yeah, I can do that. But anything over a certain amount, sorry, I can't do that.
So it'll be commercial at that point.
For a bowling alley stuff.
You see how it can become quite fun to do the scoreboard and the.
Yeah, I know. You're keyboard. Ask anybody if they have any questions?
Yeah, hey, Peanut Gallery, do you have any questions for the pin guy?
Yeah.
Anybody?
And the guy who works on the
announcement?
machines. No questions for the pin guy.
Any questions about bowling pins? No.
Yeah. Thankfully, we're close enough here to the scoreboard and I can see everything. Sometimes we have an obstructed view of the, or there's, a ceiling that drops down.
Post.
When you make the pin, is it one solid thing and then hollowed out, or it just two pieces? Oh.
I am very lucky in my life. My family. I don't know how it's like when you're 16 and you say, "Oh, I'm going to make bowling pins for the rest of my life." You don't think that. But luckily, I had a good family. My great uncle was very good to me. Taught me a lot. And I've been blessed. I've been very lucky to be here and make pins. I love it.
Yeah,
I love my job.
I'm glad. Oh, Ron, he said if you wanted something like a couple individual pins or like a set of 10, that's fine. But anything more than that is more like a commercial sale, and that would require lease payments and all that stuff.
All right, Rob. Call me.
He won Town Hall back in the 1990s.
1990. Didn't you get some pins from there? You got pins from Town Hall.
Yeah, but that's something like a new bright shiny white one.
That's collector's item, Town Hall.
Right. Unfortunately, nowadays it is, yeah. But I think this is a nice replacement for the Town Hall stop.
Yeah, yeah.
I think there were some people for years that would have liked to have.
I've met some bowling alleys. Town Hall. That's crazy. Ricochet Club. We'll open back up and show that bowling alley in the basement. Put it on. It's got to be one of that guy that goes around taking pictures of bring up
Kevin Hong, yeah.
So you got to go over there and take a picture of that.
Of where is it?
In Fall River. Right over the bridge.
Okay. Yeah, I love it. He's done a couple duck pin centers. Your pins were on the cover of his calendar the one year. He did put that a yearly calendar.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what drives me nuts? Is that people do all these articles on bowling and with the history of bowling and the pins, and even Kevin Hong, is that his name?
Kevin Hong, yeah.
Yeah, and they never call me and ask me a opinions or my knowledge of bowling.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why we're getting
Yeah,
you
I
this,
know. I
this
love
press
it, man.
right now. Like, we need to
why
get you.
didn't they call me and talk to me? Call me. Well, wealth of knowledge that nobody wants.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, there's a lot of, even mystery with some people on, where the pins come from, or. But
I'm a secluded person. I'm not. I got my castle. I stay there.
And you're
Waiting for the Armageddon.
for those that don't know, you're Rhode Island based.
Is that?
You're Rhode Island
Yes.
based, which is why you're now. You weren't like me and David. You didn't drive 9 hours to come do this interview.
I don't even drive. I live and work in a shop. Ladies and gentlemen. I had to commute for 23 years.
That keeps it simple.
No.
Yeah, that's why David will drag me along in his car to save some fuel costs. And plus, keeping company so they don't fall asleep on the wheel or whatever.
I texted earlier. I'm like, you must have taken a break and fell asleep. Oh, good. I'm glad you ended up. I'm good again.
Through the whole.
Right through the hole.
Yeah, but again, so these are the frames in the Pro Tour in an 8-game format that you want to avoid.
Yeah.
It's okay if you get 3, 4, 5 here. You don't want to get through the hole again, and that's not bad though.
It's a pickup.
Oh man, there's a pattern in these tournaments of trying to limit the bad frames.
What do we got?
Oh, he said he needs more than 10. Well, that sounds like more of a business purchase then.
Starting a bowling alley?
Yeah.
Give me a call.
If you're starting a bowling alley, then we can definitely talk. We need more of those.
They told me that there's a place open in they're opening a small ducting place down the street. Here.
You were on some strings.
Yeah. As long as it's a ducting and it's out there, I love it.
Yeah, and it's exposure for the game, of course, to your business too.
Yeah, the only thing, one thing about ducting is drives me nuts is that it should be a global game. I mean, maybe it will be in my lifetime, but it's such a great game for kids and seniors and families. That's the difference between 10 and
That's why I wonder. I think Florida would be a perfect market.
Florida actually had a candidate.
Same thing. Perfect. It's a perfect market.
Fairly. Remember Fairly?
Yeah. But you'd think that the small ball variations that's the perfect market with the average age in Florida.
I know.
Left or right-handed when you bowl?
Right here. Want to try bowling up to him?
I have. It hasn't gone well.
Yeah, pitcher to control both hands.
Now, when you're getting this lane set up, I know about. When we've talked off the broadcast, getting a lane set up in your factory to test a couple things out. Does that mean you're going to become a better bowler and get back out to bowling competitively?
My body is too busted. There's no way.
Just got enough left in the tank for the pins?
I was an athletic person when I was younger, but body is busted. The cold doesn't help me.
Right. That's you know what, that you said about the cold, that's a question. Do you have, when you're making the pins and you're molding the pins, do you have to regulate the temperature inside the factory so that they pour right or that they mold right?
Ambient air temperature does make a difference in the factory.
And would you say it makes a difference in scoring as well? When the bowling center temperature is...
You see people with heaters in back of the machines.
Yeah.
We've always seen better scores in the winter. I think when you
in summer?
Hitting your hand in the winter, it hurts more.
Yeah. So I've noticed like a center like this where the machines are up against the wall.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be tougher to control the temperature of the pins. But I noticed in down south Finland where they're up against the wall. Nice shot there.
Yeah, right.
Here, good shot. We'll do a little. You can get a close-up view of the replay here. We'll run the replay. Can't do it much better than that. That's fair for Jesse there in the 7th frame. 80 plus. I did.
You did. You got you. Represent.
I do notice that the pins tend to be a little more active when it's warm down back. I think in the summer months. Now I can tell you from a mechanic side because machines don't like humidity, but the warm temperatures do seem to do very well for the pins. And I don't know if that's the pins themselves, the deck condition, or the rubber, or plastic. So kind of just all, blend together to make the the perfect storm for scoring. So do you think odds are if a wood score like that was shot, it'd be in a summer month, or, you know, like a 300 or a state record or something like that?
I don't know. I think it'd be in the fall.
Like during the main bowling season?
Yeah, when the season's just starting.
Everybody's fresh.
Yeah. Fresh legs, fresh attitude.
Right.
You know, optimistic. Full of energy. That's it. No more questions for us?
Yeah, we got a couple frames here left.
Mick here is a damn good mechanic. I'm proud of him.
I could not, but I could tell you right now, I could never work in a place like this. Up against the wall.
No, it's tough. I've been in places where it's so thin that I got to carry the box. Like it's underneath. It's so hard to.
I have to say, you know, I put the pins in at Mount Airy when they were new. I also put the last set in at Southwest.
Nice shot.
I did most of the pins at Southwest, not all the lanes, but that can do a tour on your back. All those pins in and out. We also had a fun time. Remember when I came to the factory and picked them up for Mount Airy? We had a noticeable drop in our fuel economy on the way home. It was about 700 extra pounds or whatever it was, extra pounds of pins.
I went and picked up maybe 5,000 pins from down south. We went to a rider truck, a U-Haul, box truck. I put a piece of plywood, thick 3/4-inch plywood in the back, you know, the slide door. On the rails, rail to rail, 4-foot piece of plywood, cut it. Threw all the pins in
right there.
Threw all the pins in the back of the rider truck. We were driving down the highway, I think we barely make it uphill. And it started popping the rivets up the side of the box truck.
Wow.
The whole box truck is popping out. I had to go and get straps at Home Depot and strap the box truck to hold it while we drove.
So a center like this that is 18 lanes, when they do decide, when we talk to Scott, and they get new pins, how long would it take you to manufacture 18 lanes worth of pins?
Probably take me about a week to 2 weeks. I'm only a single person.
Right.
Probably a week to 2 weeks. Depends on whoever orders pins first.
Does that involve any kind of cure time for the plastic or drying time, or?
Depends on my schedule. Once my machine is running, I try to keep it running so I'll usually run 14 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours. It's hard, but I love it. Nice shot.
Yeah. I think some years, you know, with different centers getting different amounts of pins, and I going around retaping them, I think you and I might spend similar amount of time each year taping pins. But because I'm on your side on that, I like the pins to look nice.
Would it matter if it was a black stripe?
Ken Grossman, if you're watching, yes, it does matter if the stripe is black.
Good or bad?
It's bad.
It's bad.
We won't go into why. We won't go into why, but it is bad. Speaking from experience.
It is
Safe to say, in a nutshell, automatic scoring does not like the black stripe because the black stripe looks a lot like the cushion. Yeah. So I like the red. I've seen where other centers will do like a more fluorescent tape that'll do better under black light, or even
yellow.
yeah. I've even seen a couple people do blue. I also believe Victory Lane back in Virginia, rest in peace. I believe they took the tape off the pins. That way they didn't have to worry about redoing it. Either that, or it all went completely off and they never redid it. I never got down there, but any pictures I saw of them on social media looked like all the tape is completely gone. Which is, if you're consistent, at least you're consistent. But
yeah, especially if you're trying to promote Duncan, you show a pin with no tape or half tape off.
Yeah.
Split.
Oh, with it hanging off the side that's the worst.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're trying to promote it from a commercial standpoint.
Yeah. See if we can squeeze this one off the wall. Andrew struggling a little bit this game. Oh, through the hole there. Oof. Nice 9 out there.
Questions? Nothing?
Oh, that's Ken Thomas. That's the mechanic of Johnson.
Yeah.
Saying you couldn't pay him enough to work on the ones up against the wall. There's a question from Lenny Anderson, one of our top fans. Are the pins laid from a block of plastic, extruded in the mold, injection molded, etc.?
Injection molded and then laid. Oversized molded and then laid.
So
Spec to spec.
combination of that. And
I
that's
can change the shape.
that spec you work off of. That is a spec you come up with, or NDDC?
No, I've copied the dimensions from them. They've changed them over the years, obviously.
Sure.
Like everything else. Especially when the pin is done.
So the Super V was, of course, a prominent pin back in the day. But what changed? Was there something that changed with the regulations that didn't allow the Super V to be produced anymore? Or
Oh yeah, the fire in 1978 ruined Nemesis. Fire was my great uncle's Nemesis. The pin plant in Maine burnt down. The factory that we made pins in burnt down. The mill that I was in caught on fire once. Lost the third floor. And another fire he had in one of his uncles. So it was tough luck for him.
sure. And it's something, of course, you were born into. But in a gist, how does someone begin to even learn to make a pin? Because I've seen your setup you got firsthand. There's a lot that goes into it. I don't think most people even begin to comprehend what it takes to make a pin.
You have to have a mechanical mind. You have to have knowledge of plastics and machinery, tooling, molding. The mold breaks, you know, can you fix it or you have to send it out? It's all big money. So you have to do a lot of the stuff yourself. I'm going to ask people that have tried to make a pin, where's Foster's? It's not, anybody can make a pin, but can you make a pin? And laugh. So there we go.
So basically, stick to the people that have been doing it for decades.
Yeah, so I was just going to make sure that I have so much knowledge that nobody wants. I can't find anybody. I even asked Nick to be my apprentice.
Yeah. No, I think there's people out there that find all that very insightful, which is why I'm asking all these strange questions.
But it's just hard to find people that want to learn.
So, who is somebody that would be like an ideal candidate for learning how to make pins? Not making them for you, but like learning how to make them.
I don't think I found anybody yet. I tried to teach my son, but he didn't have the mechanical mind to adapt to it.
So basically, some kind of mechanical background. And
You have to be an engineer, hands-on engineer, not afraid to work, and not afraid to get hurt. And get hurt.
that's fair.
You get hurt yet on the Sherman?
My worst injuries, of which are minor, Mom, they're minor. Yeah. So they'd be worse if I worked at a place like this. Against the wall.
You fall right off the catwalk.
Yeah. All my worst injuries are with the machines on. Running into things when I'm not paying attention. Because they're made of metal and they've been there for 65.
And they're sharp.
They've been there for 65 years, and me running into it's not going to move.
When you're cold and it's cold.
Yeah.
Ken Sherman.
Did you ever get a chance to meet him personally, or?
I think it's going on. I don't know, what year did he die?
91.
That was what I...
So of course I wasn't on this earth in 91.
You know that. Young buck.
Oh, Dan, a tough game there. 10 out for a 96. 578 total for 5. Actually don't think so, but if you have any like system B, I'll take one of that.
I'm gonna take a little break.
All right, here we'll turn this around real quick. We'll do a final statement from the pin guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very grateful for your business over the years. I'm very appreciative. I hope we can continue letting duckpin work and grow. Just keep it going. It's a great game. And again, I'm grateful for the opportunity to be.
Yeah, man. All right, we'll do an on-camera handshake. Peter the pin guy, everybody.
Peace, love, and happiness.
Turn that back around. While we were away on replay. Spare from Andrew to go to 114 plus.